Okay, welcome back. We just shifted off some of our armour. What we did as well, we chucked away most of our gold. We put it in an end dresser, so we
Do you
only got
think
about
I look
500
fat
gold
in
on
this
us,
outfit?
and that allows us to move around a lot freer. And we ending up in Nightingale Hall, and here's Carlisle.
I'm glad you're here.
What's the
This
significance
is
of this
the
place?
headquarters of the Nightingales, cut into the mountainside by the first of our kind. We've come to seek the edge we need to defeat Mercer Frey.
What kind of an
If you'll
edge?
follow me, I'll try to explain on the way.
Tell me about the
Dallas.
Nightingales.
Mercer Frey and I were once members of what's known as the Nightengale Trinity. The Trinity disbanded 25 years ago when Mercer Frey betrayed us by slaying Gallus and dumping his body in the ruins of Nightengale Sanctuary.
Were they part of the Thieves Guild?
Indirectly. The Trinity is usually selected from the ranks of the Guild, although its existence is a closely guarded secret.
What's the
The
purpose?
Nightingales protect the Temple of Nocturnal, a place known as the Twilight Sepulchre.
Who is Nocturnal? I know she's a Daedra, I'll just
She's
ask.
the mistress of night and darkness, and the patron of every thief in Tamriel. Nocturnal isn't one for worship and reverence. There are no priests and no sermons, no services, and no alms. She influences our luck, and in return, demands payment.
Sounds like a
You're
guild
closer to
contract.
understanding than you realize. The only difference is she doesn't demand payment in the traditional sense, and sometimes the cost can be quite high. Whether you know it or not, Nocturnal dictates how well we perform as rogues. Again, you have to think differently. Haven't you ever noticed how our luck behaves? Like a novice picking an impossible lock, or a blind man suddenly turning to face you as you reach for his pocket. It's through these subtle means that Nocturnal influences us. Nocturnal's whim is the greatest mystery to everyone. There have been volumes written on the subject. Does she exact payment when we die? When we suffer, does she revel in our misery? No one knows. The return certainly seems worth the risk, though.
Am I to become a
That's what I hope that
Nightingale?
you will, yes. This way, please.
What? Look at that, 3 missions in 3 or 4 days, and I'm in there.
It's cloudy. Do you think it will rain?
Sure, let's go with Carlisle. Well, this is very subtle. I didn't notice this before. I've never seen it. Even though I've been around Riften. Not somewhere I'd notice. I guess you're going to lead the way. And Brynjolf, you're going to bring up the rear. And
So
Billy's
this is
going to make
Nightengale
little
Hall.
comments.
I heard about this place when I joined the guild, but I never believed it existed.
The assumption that the Nightingales were just a myth was seeded within the Guild on purpose. It helped divert attention from our true nature. What's wrong, Brynjolf? I can almost hear your brow furrowing.
I'm trying to understand why I'm here, lass. I'm no priest, and I'm certainly not religious. Why pick me?
This isn't about religion, Brynjolf. It's business.
Oh, so Brynjolf wants to become a Nightingale as well. Fair enough. So we'll have 3 against 1.
This is Nightingale Hall. You're the first of the uninitiated to set foot inside in over a century. Now, if you'll both proceed to the armory to don your Nightingale armor, we can begin the oath.
This is enough to make your head spin, eh?
The armor stone.
Time's wasting, and Mercer's still out there. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, stop hurrying. I don't like hurrying.
You appear hesitant to don your Nightingale armor. What's troubling you?
What is troubling me? I don't want to catch a
Proceed
Mercer
down
alive.
the
He tried
hall
to
the
kill
gate
me.
when you're ready.
Let's just press this.
This is enough to make your head spin, eh?
You appear hesitant to don your Nightingale armor. What's troubling you?
She's very nice, isn't she? Let's put on my Nightingale armor and see what it looks like. Nightingale armor increases my stamina by 20 points, thrust resistance by 15%. Carrying capacity goes down. In terms of armor, it's 5 better. Still light armor though. But I get more stamina and I get thrust resistance. In the boots, what do I get? Muffled and move silently. Excellent. That's instead of pickpocketing being slightly better. Nightingale gloves. Lockpicking is 15% easier. One-handed attacks do 15% more damage. That's a bit better. Nightingale hood. Illusion spells cost 12% less to cast. That is worse than my hood, which is 15% better prices. But I'll don it all, just for the sake of it.
This is enough to make your head spin, eh?
That does not look good. Tell you what, that does not look good.
This is enough to make your head spin, eh?
We look more like assassins. What do you think, Villia?
You appear ready for the oath.
Where? There you are. She looks silly.
You appear ready for the oath.
Yeah, yeah, I
This
am.
is enough to make your head spin, eh?
Okay, well, I guess I have to run ahead so you actually bother to walk, otherwise you don't do anything.
Okay, lass. We've got these get-ups on. Now what?
Beyond this gate is the first step in becoming a Nightingale.
Whoa there, lass. I appreciate the armor, but becoming a Nightingale? That was never discussed.
To hold any hope of defeating Mercer, we must have Nocturnal at our backs. If she's to accept you as one of her own, an arrangement must be struck.
We look like the X-Men.
What sort of arrangement? I need to know the terms.
The terms are quite simple, Brynjolf. Nocturnal will allow you to become a Nightingale and use your abilities for whatever you wish. And in return, both in life and in death, you must serve as a guardian of the Twilight Sepulchre.
Aye, there's always a catch. But at this point, I suppose there isn't much to lose. If it means the end of Mercer Frey, you can count me in.
What about you? Are you ready to transact the oath with Nocturnal?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Good. After I open the gate, please stand on the western circle.
I think we should trust the lass and take the deal.
We'll speak when the oath is complete.
I'm not trying to speak to you. Go, go, go. And I have to go and stand on the western circle. So this is quite cool. I've never done this before. Nightingale look like superheroes. We need to go and
Time's
stand on
wasted,
the western
and
side.
Mercer's still out there. Let's get to shore.
So I stand here. Villia can stand with me. Hi. Don't fall off the edge. So let's see what happens when everyone stands in their respective corners. While you're doing that, I'm going to have a little bit of food. What should we eat? A light snack. Look at him, chomping away.
I
Not
call
taking it
upon
seriously.
you, Lady Nocturnal, Queen of Murk, and Empress of Shadow. Hear my voice.
Ah, Carlia. I was wondering when I'd hear from you again. Lose something, did we?
My lady, I've come before you to throw myself upon your mercy and to accept responsibility for my failure.
You're already mine, Carlia. Your terms were struck long ago. What could you possibly offer me now?
I have 2 others that wish to transact the oath, to serve you both in life and in death.
You surprised me, Carlia. This offer is definitely weighted in my favor.
My appetite for Mercer's demise exceeds my craving for wealth and grace.
Revenge. How interesting. Very well. The conditions are acceptable. You may proceed.
Lady Nocturnal, we accept your terms. dedicate ourselves to you as both your avengers and your sentinels. We will honor our agreement in this life and the next until your conditions have been met.
Very well. I name your initiates Nightingale, and I restore your status to the same, Carlyle.
Look at that, we've got
And
surrounded
in the
with blue
future,
light.
I'd suggest you refrain from disappointing me again.
Right, so that looks like it. We spoke to Nocturnal. Nocturnal in the other Elder Scrolls is the...
I suggest you talk to Carlyle first.
Now that you've
She has some
transacted
news
the
about
oath,
your friend
it's time to reveal the final piece of the puzzle to you. Mercer's true crime.
He's
Mercer
done more.
was able to unlock the guild's vault without 2 keys because of what he stole from the Twilight Sepulchre, the skeleton key. By doing this, he's compromised our ties to Nocturnal and, in essence, caused our luck to run dry. Well, yes, but the key isn't only restricted to physical barriers. All of us possess untapped abilities, the potential to wield great power securely sealed within our minds. Once you realize the key can access these traits, potential becomes limitless.
So, 3 of us could keep it.
I'm afraid that's impossible. If the key isn't returned to its lock in the Twilight Sepulchre, things will never be the same for the Guild. As time passed, our luck would diminish to the point of non-existence, and whether you know it or not, our uncanny luck defines our trade. Very true. In our line of work, it's quite rare we set out to return a stolen item to its rightful owner.
Okay, that's
Before
it.
we depart, Brynjolf has some business to discuss. I suggest you listen to him.
Listen, lad. There's one last piece of business we need to settle before we go... Listen, lad. There's one last piece of business we need to settle before we go after Mercer. The leadership of the Guild. Carlyle and I had a long discussion before you arrived here. Thanks to your efforts, Mercer's treachery has been exposed. After we deal with him, all that remains is restoring the Guild to its full strength. As a result, we both feel that you have the potential of replacing Mercer as leader of the Thieves Guild.
Cool, after just a few days.
I've been at this game a long time, my friend. A long time. I've stolen trinkets from nobles and framed priests for murder. I'm good at what I do, maybe even one of the best, but it's all I know. I've never been one to lead. Never desired it, never cared for it. Don't want it.
That's about time you asked.
Spoken like the leader of the Thieves Guild. Don't
About
lose
time.
yourself in the role.
3 days.
We have a bit of an errand to run before your coronation.
Go on, I
Then it's
accept.
decided. When this is all over and Delvin's contacts assure me that we've regained our footing in Skyrim, we'll handle the details. Until then, we have quite the task ahead.
Okay,
I've
let's
been
get to
poring over
it.
the plans you brought us, and I'm convinced the eyes of the Falmer are in the Dwarven ruins at Erkenthan. Carlyle and I will meet you there. Prepare yourself, lad. This will be a fight to remember.
Do we stand a chance against Mess? Of course we
If
do.
you would have asked me that yesterday, I'd have said no. But now I think our chances have improved. Look, call me crazy if you like, but I trust Carlyle. I don't think she'd lead us down a suicidal path. Besides, I'd rather die with some of Mercer's blood on my blade and spend the rest of my life regretting that I ran the other way.
Guess we're Nightingales now.
And some of what Carlyle said is starting to make sense. Mercer may have damaged our reputation and raided our coffers, but this goes well beyond even his twisted form of larceny. Old Delvin kept calling it a curse, and we all laughed at him. Looks like the joke's on us.
Okay, that's it, that's that. Yeah,
Until
well,
next we meet, lad.
off you go, off you guys go. I was going to say something just before I was rudely interrupted. Yeah, that's right, Nocturnal, she's actually the princess, or Daedra Prince, because they're all asexual, basically, of web spinning and deceit. She's not, as I recall, someone who actually bothers with the Thieves Guild at all. But never mind, I can be wrong. Let's check these chests. It's interesting what they said about the skeleton key. The skeleton key, of course, in Oblivion and in Morrowind was just basically an invincible lockpick, which is a bit rubbish, isn't it? It's a bit rubbish for a Daedric artifact. Of course, I could do one with one now. This is hard. It's novice, but it's the hardest lockpick I've come across. It's a novice lockpick. You know what? Look. Ugh. I'm frustratingly close each time. Now that's the wrong way. So 2 up here, 2 clicks up here, and that doesn't work. Fine. I'm out of lockpicks.
In Ivestead, you can often see deers just outside the village.
Here. Cool. So you get all kinds of stuff. And this is horrible. Tell you what, this is horrible.
I hate
Place for the
wearing hair.
Nightingales.
It ruins my hair completely.
So we're gonna go to this huge temple. There's Nightingale armor stone. Can I get some more? I wonder if I got some more. That would be cool if I got even more. No, I don't get 2 sets. I don't feel stronger.
With the skeleton key missing from the Twilight Sepulchre, I'm afraid Mercer's seen to it that none of us can benefit from Nocturnal's gifts. You merely transacted the oath, signed the unwritten contract, in order for us to receive our abilities, our end of the bargain.
Ah,
and for
okay,
the
so
thieves be returned.
this is otherwise known as a complete pit. Hopefully they get to sort this place out as well. It looks like a dump. A real dump. But we need to get to this dwarven place, and anyway, hopefully that actually lets you know how to get on with the quest. So we haven't really not done that too much for the Thieves Guild. We poisoned a meadery, stolen a couple of things,
Some bandits are so silly.
set fire to
They
some
always
beehives,
hang
and now
around
I'm the leader of the
same
Thieves
old
Guild.
places. You might as well.
We need to now go and find this dwarven ruin, wherever that is. Ergthan, the vast dwarven ruin, containing the eyes of the Falmer. It's obviously on the other side of the world. Here we are. It is near Valthium Towers. So we could go and fast travel over to Windhelm and then walk our way over there. I think that's the fastest way.
You bow ready when you walk up to them.
I don't cast illusion spells, so it doesn't look too bad. I suppose it's more meant for combat. But I've got the Nightingale sword, I've got the Nightingale armour. All I need to do now is, of course, collect the Nightingale bow. The Nightingale bow is kept by Carlia, of course. What I do have is I have a lot of petty soul gems that I should really use to enchant, because that could help level me up. Not entirely sure that I want to do that. Hi,
Need a
Saigar.
ride?
Yeah, sure, we want to get to Windhelm.
Where do you want to go?
Windhelm, please.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
I guess there are dozens of things one could say about Maven Blackbriar. But
Nice weather for a
somehow
ride.
it
Hope
might
it
be
lasts.
far safer.
That horse
Not
didn't like
sure.
it, but yeah, we'll go to Windhelm, we'll take a little shortcut. What I think we'll need to do, because walking particularly tires my cat, is to get some rest. So once we're here, we'll dash off and we'll go into the inn, and I shall see you then when we're out and exploring the next dwarven ruin.